I think society sees Polynesians as lower class, lower socio-economic status, generally speaking. Growing up in a white area, I was not affected by the stereotype. I didn't know any different, so like I didn't know really like my Polynesian side until I lived in the Cook Islands and stuff like that. So when I came back I felt different, but because people knew and respected me before I left and was kind of welcoming me as one of their own, you could say, I wasn't affected at all. I see a lot of them they don't give themselves opportunity to become something better, but I wouldn't say all Polynesians are like that.
I think society sees Polynesians like they're not really well educated, and they think that they don't have a place in high jobs and everything, like CEOs and all that. They're just kind of there to dance, do their own cultures. And me personally, it hasn't affected myself. I mean, I don't really care what other people think. So yeah, no, not really. I don't think it's that big of a deal in New Zealand compared to when people, Polynesians move to America and stuff.
Here in Hawaii, I haven't had any problem in terms of how the whites see us Polynesians. But I guess there's little things like for example, they thought that I was from Samoa, so they made me sit it. So when eventually they found out that I was from Australia, then they said I didn't have to sit it. And then all my friends that came with me who had perfect English are from Samoa, they passed it, but they still made them sit it. Well, they made every single person from people that we came with sit it. And I thought that wasn't very fair, because I think they just kind of looked down because they, assuming that we all came from Samoa, they made everyone sit it. And I think it's kind of pointless, but other than that, I think it's okay. But I think it's just small things that may look at. And then the other thing is, here, we had to be on a 2.5. For all the Pacific students, but then there the mainland people who can graduate on a 2.2. They can still do that, and it's kind of stupid because it's second language to us and we have to be on a 2.5 rather than 2.0. But it's just small things that I think it's not fair. On us Polynesians who speak English as a second language.
As a Polynesian being raised in a Western society, I have seen positive and negative effects towards Polynesians. Some of the positive effects is getting a better education, and that's probably the only positive thing. A better education. Some of the negative things was in the Western society is they try to make people understand their way of living, their government, and sometimes it clashes with culture. And when people try to live culture and the Western society mix together, sometimes it doesn't really go hand in hand. So some of the negative effects I've seen in Polynesian families is the lack of culture, of carrying on culture in their home.
I think being raised in a Western society has affected me both positively and negatively. The positive aspects are the socioeconomic status, so greater education, better opportunities through education, also sports and employment. The negative aspects would be not being able to get in touch with my Polynesian roots, like where I'm from. Culturally, I didn't know much about the islands until I lived there myself. So I think that's more of a negative aspect, but not detrimental.
One place that everybody wants to go. Comes to job, it's the place I get to call.
Well, I don't think it's normal, but in reality it is. Because back home where I'm from Tonga, and I've seen a lot of teenagers are dropping out from school, especially in high school, and either they're going to to farm or construction and stuff like that. But I don't think it's supposed to be normal, but it is happening.
So, like a lot of my friends that come from Samoa when they go to New Zealand, straight away all they can think of is the only job they can get is a factory job. Even when you go for an interview, like the only thing they can think they can do is factory job. But like my experience though, like because I used to teach in Samoa, and I used to teach the new students, and like we had a few students come from overseas to come to Samoa, and they failed majorly than the ones that are in Samoa. Yeah. Like it's the language barrier, but they're so smart. Like I think they have the potential to do it. It's just their mindset, like especially when you go from Samoa to New Zealand, for example. That's all they're gonna think they can. I don't know if I'm gonna say if it's normal though. Like I think it's just their mindset. Yeah. Like they don't have that they're not confident enough to take on bigger things. Because in Samoa it's limited. We don't have those kind of jobs. I'm just talking from like my country. Yeah. I wanna go about your way island. I wanna go home, Solomon Island.
Yep. My mom's pretty much forced us to go to school every day. I don't want to come to university, but I need to, which is good to get out of the way. So yeah, it's lots of my cousins, they all drop out. I'm not happy my mum pushed me to go to school. Education comes first.
It is strongly recommended in our family to finish high school and college if money permits. But due to the financial hardships, most of my siblings were not able to make it to college.
Polynesians are probably one of the most hardworking races there is, I think, and they're hardworking for the basic reasons. So as long as they have the shelter, food on the table, and clothes on their back, I think that's all they need. Just that's the way Polynesians are typically raised, because all that matters to them really is like family, religion, things like that. So I wouldn't say they're lazy, but they're more in like the hard labor work rather than textbooks and things, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's not just a simple island life, but also like their priorities, like what matters to them most. In like a Western society or a white type of society, they're kind of more into the monetary things and worldly things matter to them, like having the flashiest house and the nicest car. Whereas Polynesians, like, give them some food, music, family, and they're pretty happy.
That's a good question. In education-wise, yeah, they give up pretty easy but it's not that it's because it's simple, because you see, like, because the school from like where I was teaching, none of them can speak Samoan, they have to speak English. And so the students complain because they can't speak it, they prefer to just speak their language. And so I think that's the main reason why they give up. But it's not that they're lazy, they just feel like it's something that's hard for them to do. But they have the capacity to do it, they just, they're not raised in that language. So I don't think they're lazy. I think they need more help, and they need more programs that will help them. You hold me in your arms, you tender love and child. When I look into
Yes, definitely can do it. Well, I understand the same way they do. I hope so, but I can spell English word better than they do. Yeah.
Yes, I believe that we can achieve whatever we put set our minds to. Depends on how much time we really put into it. I think a lot of us, we tend to just focus on those things, playing sports and everything. If we can excel in those parts of the aspects of life, we can also excel in the other parts, like educational or academic goals. Depending on how much time we really put into it.
yes, I do. I think we can do better.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, we're all here, and like I think being here at BYU being the most diverse, and if you look around, like a majority, a lot of them are Pacific, and if they can get this far, because they have to go through exams and tests to get here too, so if they can achieve that, they can achieve anything just like anybody else here.
I think anyone is capable of doing many wondrous things. It's not something that I would say is only specific to one type of race. But I think as Polynesians, they look down on themselves and they settle for second best. So I think if they had a different self-esteem about it and believed themselves that they could be able to achieve great things, that it would make a difference, and a lot more would actually try to achieve better things in life.
Yep, I do. I've met heaps of people around the world that come from like Samoa and stuff, and they're doing like really good things, and heaps of Maldives taking like all the artwork around the world that other cultures and stuff haven't seen.
Of course, they're very talented, and some people, can. I've seen and known some, people who are very successful in different kinds of fields, and I really do believe if they can just, have courage and just go out there and get them more.
I believe Polynesian people are capable of doing many wondrous things because of the way they are genuine towards their friendships, the way they build unity, the way they view each situation. They view it with an open mind and an open heart, wanting to help people. So I believe if they are caring and sincere and genuine towards others, they are also able to do wondrous things in anything that they're faced with. Polynesian people are very open and very caring, so in any situation that they're faced with, they can easily make friends or easily understand the situation and be able to help someone. So Polynesian people are able to do wonderful things.